So I heard that your goals for the year haven't quite become your reality, and your vision board is starting to feel more like a Pinterest wish list. And you're tired and you're busy and you've crashed out and shame spiraled one too many times, and you're starting to wonder if this year is just not your year. Well, don't you worry, because we have exactly 143 days left in 2025, and we are going to use them intentionally so that this can still be the year that everything changes. Hey girl, and welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Monet, your mindset coach and tour guide to your higher self. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now so you never feel lost or like you have to figure it out all on your own again. Now, you and we need to do a full mid-year reset. And we may not be in the middle of the year, but we have 5 months left, and we're going to make those the best 5 months. So we're going to reset not with guilt or shame or hustle, but with clarity and strategy and an identity level transformation. So let's waste no more time and talk about what to do when you feel like you have really fallen off track. Because let's be so for real, if you're here, you and I both had some really big goals for 2025. I, for one, thought I'd be launching my program Higher Self GPS back in April. And here we are in August, and I am launching in October. But that doesn't mean that we're lazy, and it doesn't mean that we failed, and it definitely doesn't mean that we're not capable. But the truth is that our brains aren't wired for change. They're wired for familiarity. So if we didn't put the systems or identity shifts or real momentum into place, of course it didn't stick. But now we know, and now we shift. So we're going to choose 3 goals. Just 3, no more, no less. We're going to choose a wellness goal, a career goal, and a personal life goal. Because the real measure of fulfillment and the thing that will actually make this year feel like it was our year is when our bodies feel good and our work feels purposeful and our personal life actually feels like a life, not just the space between working and sleeping. So we have to set 3 core goals. And as you pick your goals, remember that we are not doing this to fix you. We're doing it so that you and I can walk into 2026 feeling happy and healthy and so successful. But before we dive into the goals, let's establish some guidelines to make sure that December finds us happy and healthy and mental breakdown free. Guideline number 1 is to make them meaningful. So when you're choosing your 3 goals, choose goals that really light you up, not goals that just sound good on paper. Think about, how would I feel if I actually accomplish this? And if the feeling is warm and fuzzy, that's your goal. And if the feeling is a little bit of dread and a little bit of stress, don't pick that one. Guideline number 2 is to make them realistic. Listen, you probably won't become an Olympic athlete or lose 100 pounds or make $1 million by December 31st, and you don't need to. But you can find a workout that you love. You can join a cooking class. You can book your first therapy or hypnosis or coaching session. You can fall back in love with your routines, your body, your day, and you can make all of those things reflect a version of you that you're ready to own. Not who you should be, but who you already feel called to be. So now that we're on the same page about how we're creating these goals, let's talk about some wellness goals. When I say wellness goals, this can be physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual wellness. Maybe you want to lose 10 to 15 pounds in a safe and supported way. Or maybe you want to find a way to move your body that isn't that CrossFit class that makes you want to cry. Maybe it's drinking more water or getting more sunlight or journaling or meditating, finding a church or booking a hypnosis session, or finally starting therapy. And I start with a wellness goal because as a girlie that went undiagnosed with PCOS for years, I know firsthand that no amount of desire or motivation can outwork feeling unwell. And when your nervous system is regulated and your body is functioning as well as possible and your spirit is uplifted, that is when you feel at home within yourself, and that makes you unstoppable in every area of your life. So you have your wellness goal. Let's dive into career goals. Maybe you want to launch a business or a YouTube channel or a book or a course. Or maybe you're asking for a raise or stepping into a new role. Maybe you want to build a professional brand or a digital portfolio. Or maybe you absolutely love your current job, but you want to create focused work blocks so you don't keep burning out. Maybe you want to take a certification or a skill building class. Also, if you're a student or a stay-at-home mom, girl, that is your job. So still create a goal that helps you learn or grow and expand in whatever it is that you do for your 40 hours a week. The reason I'm having you pick a career goal is because through my coaching practice, I've met with hundreds of women, and I've seen time and time again that when you enjoy what you do the majority of your waking hours, it frees up cognitive load that can positively impact every area of your life. As you're making this goal, ask yourself, what would it take to move my job from survival mode to time I actually enjoy spending? And just like the wellness goal, if it doesn't light you up and make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, if it's just bringing dread or if it's bringing stress or dis-ease to your life, that's not your goal. Pick the one that lights you up. Which leads us to personal goals. And this is where we really get to have some fun. Maybe your goal is to read 5 books again, or start dating, or making new friends, or starting a hobby like pottery or Pilates or paddleboarding or painting. Or maybe it's simply to add more joy or rest or beauty to your day. Personal goals are, in my opinion, the very best ones, because this is where joy and creativity and safety and fun lives in our lives. These are the parts of life that make everything else feel so worth it. So have the most fun picking your personal goal. Whatever it is, make sure that you're not just feeling warm and fuzzy. Make sure that you almost feel like you did when you were a kid on Christmas morning. It's like you cannot wait. You just want to jump into that goal right now. That's how you know you found the right one. And these goals aren't about changing everything. They're about becoming the kind of woman who sets goals that matches her values and then follows through in a way that feels good. So how are we going to actually follow through on our 3 goals for the next 5 months? We are going to use brain reprogramming statements, because the version of you who finishes the year strong, she doesn't need more affirmations, and she doesn't need to hear how she's becoming this woman. She already is. So instead of saying something like, I'm learning to care for my body, try saying, caring for my body is my natural state. It feels good. It feels seamless. Or instead of saying, I really want to try to be more disciplined, say, I am a disciplined person and I honor my goals daily. But I don't want you to just stop with the words. I want you to pair each identity statement with receipts from your day, because your subconscious mind doesn't care about affirmations or pretty words or telling yourself that you can do it in the mirror. It cares about actual proof. So for each goal, you're going to write one brain reprogramming statement, something that is in present tense and is very specific. I prioritize wellness because I love myself and it comes easily and naturally to me. And then you're going to start logging the evidence of how that's true. So in your note with your brain reprogramming statement, I want you to start tracking micro moments. Did you journal before bed instead of watching TikToks? Or did you step outside for 5 minutes instead of doom scrolling? Or maybe you spoke to yourself with kindness after making a mistake. Those are the wins to notice, because those are rewired patterns. And that is the real magic of transformation. That is the reason you made that vision board, or you picked those goals, or you had that picture in your mind of how 2025 is going to go. That is your new identity being built in real time. And this is so important because most people quit because they aren't seeing big enough results fast enough. But if you only measure your progress by the scale or the bank account or the relationship status, you're going to miss out on millions of small wins that will actually make a difference in your life. So we've set the goals, we've created the brain reprogramming statements, and we've started to log all of the evidence of how we are these amazing, incredible people that are going to have our vision board dreams come true. Let's talk about rituals and reminders. As you've seen, when looking at your vision board or thinking about your goals that you set on January 1st, reinvention doesn't stick without systems. So let's create some very easy entry points for these new habits. And you're going to do this through setting alarms. I have an alarm to remind me to eat lunch because protein is one of my priorities and I will forget to eat if I'm deep in work. I also have an alarm for my nighttime skincare routine, because otherwise I will go to bed in full makeup and remember at midnight with my to-do list haunting me, hey, you didn't do your skincare. And to be real, I'm not getting out of bed to do it. My founder hour is that moment for me to feel like a business owner who has all her stuff together. But I have an alarm to make sure I never forget to do it. And here's the thing about this alarm. Don't put something jarring and annoying. Make this alarm sound fun and make it different from your morning wake up alarm or any other alarms that you have. Mine is Young Folks, that Gossip Girl theme song that's the whistling. And every time I hear that, it just makes me feel like I'm watching Gossip Girl. It gives me like luxury success vibes and it feels exciting. It's not jarring. It doesn't irritate me. It doesn't make me go, ugh, every time it goes off. You and I are going to finish this year feeling on top of the world. But in the process of that, I want you to romanticize it. Don't wait until the goal is finished to feel good. We're not going to wait until December 31st to start enjoying our life. No, we have to make this process feel gorgeous and fun and exciting. Whatever your 3 goals are, ask yourself, what can I do to make this feel a little more romantic, a little bit more gorgeous and fun? And then add that detail into your goal. Maybe you organize your life into a Notion page, or you go and buy some really cute pins and a pretty journal and keep track of all your notes. Or maybe you make a new vision board or design a business card for your future self. Maybe you even just drive a new route to work. And lastly, let's talk about what to do when you just don't feel like doing it. Because that time will come over the next 5 months. You're gonna have days where you're like, ugh, I just wanna lay in bed. I don't care about my goals. No. You don't need motivation. What you need is momentum. And sometimes the first step is showing up badly on purpose. Because we're friends here, let me tell you where I've been struggling. I have been really struggling to get workouts done if they're not me going to my favorite Pilates studio, but my Pilates studio is pretty expensive. So I set a rule with myself that when I think about a workout, I'm gonna grab my mat and just do a video in my living room. So I just grab my yoga mat, I throw it on the ground, and no matter what I'm wearing, no matter all of the excuses and things that I could say, I type in mat Pilates, and whether it's a 15-minute video or a 50-minute video, I just start. And sometimes my workouts are half-assed and sometimes they are full out and I feel incredible either way. Because none of it actually matters. What matters is that I trust myself to just do it. Because showing up imperfectly still counts and still moves you closer to that goal. So free yourself of the excuses. Maybe you do 12-3-30 on your treadmill in your jeans. And maybe you write your business plan or that idea that you've been really pursuing or the first pages of your books on the back of a napkin. Or maybe you watch a Bretman Rock TikTok and decide to give yourself a haircut with your kitchen scissors at 9 p.m. Whatever it is, just show up and imperfectly work toward your goals. Because every time you take one step, even if it's a messy step, even if it's an impulsive step, you are getting closer to that end of the year outcome. Which leads us to your homework, where we're going to create your reinvention roadmap. As always, choose what resonates, let it be simple and doable and supportive. So today, and don't put it off, because I'll know if you put it off. Set one goal for your wellness, one for your career, and one for your personal life. And remember to keep them aligned, realistic, and meaningful. And then for each goal, create a brain reprogramming statement in the present tense. And after you have that note, pair them daily with the micro evidence that reinforces this new identity. You do that through logging your micro moments of alignment in your journal, in your notes app, as a voice memo, however you want to do it. But this is where you get to celebrate even the tiniest shift. And then set up your alarms, your rituals, your visual cues, your playlist, your redesigned space, whatever it is that's going to make these goals feel easier and make you feel more supported as you work towards them. And lastly, practice momentum over motivation. So show up badly, do a workout in your jeans, write a business plan on your napkin, randomly cut your hair in your kitchen at 9 p.m. Whatever you need to do, show up for yourself and keep moving a little bit closer to the goal every single day. Now, because we're besties and my YouTube family is my favorite, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. If you want more support on this journey, I have something coming that is going to actually change your whole world. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. I'm launching a 12-week program that you can use to completely reinvent your life. It is so good. I worked with a neuroscientist on creating it, and truly it is the greatest thing I've ever created in my life. I created it to be everything that I wish I had when I was healing and I was sad and depressed and unhappy with my life and not feeling confident. And it has everything to make you love yourself, achieve all your goals, completely change your life. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out when the wait list finally drops. Bestie, the next 5 months, the next 143 days are going to be the best 143 days of our year. And I am so excited for us to pursue our goals together. So make sure you subscribe, and until next time, I will see you next time. Bye.